First and foremost, I would love to thank Rabia for this wonderful opportunity to be a voice for the voiceless. In Afrikaans we say goeiemôre, guten Tag, goeiedag, dumela namaste is India, guten Morgen sawubone, that's all just good morning. I am the grandmother of 3 wonderful children, of which 2 are little girls. Therefore, my passion goes much deeper than skin. I traveled the world over the last 23 years. I was privileged to train women around the world from 160 nations. I have been to literally every country that you can go. I was imprisoned in Tel Aviv for 48 hours because I'm a woman. And I was very grateful for a change of supervision from a man from Greece who came in as the head of security, and he eventually got me out, got me back to my country. My eyes have seen and my ears have heard over all these years. What are the consequences of these barbaric actions? Working with women around the world, they tell you their stories, they share their lives with you. I never spend less than 15 to 25 days with a specific group. Whether we were in Thailand, Singapore, in the US, in the Middle East, we normally go to the island of Cyprus, which is pretty much politically safe. Some of these women came for our training, went back to Cyprus and disappeared. So I represent a cry of an estimated 200 million women and girls who've been subjected to forced female genital mutilation. Helpless, with no one to defend them. When you're pinned down and the act is done and you're small and there's nothing you can do. Well, I'm from the most southern point of Africa, but let me tell you, it's one continent. What is happening in the middle of my continent has come down from the north to the Middle East to the most southern part of Africa. And yes, we are suffering severely. One continent, one solid piece of land. This dear Africa continent that holds so much of all of these. However, when Sharia law has rooted itself in the middle of this continent, child marriages, female genital mutilations, it will happen, and I'll tell you why. This belief system has no borders. And it has no opposing force. I think that's the part that breaks my heart the most. It rules, and it comes with a force of fear. And we all know fear is not of God. So, what is mutilation? Isn't that when you amputate something, when you take something away? It is not possible to build a prosthesis for female genital mutilation. There's nothing you can do to ever rebuild that. Secondly, child marriages banned globally. I want to repeat that. Child marriages banned globally, yet has never stopped. As old as 8 years old. Now my question is, who is right? The imposer or the victim? Who is right? Which human has the right here? The abuser or the victim? For whose rights are we fighting? Who will challenge the abuser? Africa has been impacted all the way through to the south. The last gateway was South Africa. It's gone. They're mutilating and murdering whites in South Africa as we speak today. That's a fact. It's a massacre. Why? Because white represents Christianity. And fortunately or unfortunately, people are too afraid, and I have no idea what's going to happen to me when I go back. But here's the key. Who is going to challenge the abuser? So this meeting here today, and as much as I have to say, I think we've heard so much, I want to conclude by saying, we call upon conscience. We call upon belief systems for justice and the elimination of brutal, barbaric human mutilation of any and every form. We are not asking anybody to change their religion. That's not what we're asking. What are we asking? We are asking that you would align your conscience with the Almighty God. That's what we're asking. Do not destroy His creation. I cannot see God creating somebody with two legs and then He gives a command to an earthly human being to amputate one leg just because. Just because. Why would God tell you to mutilate female genital of little girls? A soul is destroyed, an image distorted, an identity darkened by these acts. A will, an intellect, and an emotion lost forever to its original purpose. Thank you, President Trump, for giving us your ear, for giving us your heart. We believe you are called and you were born for a time such as this. President Trump, die stem van miljoene roep na jou. Ons het jou nodig. The voice of millions are calling because we need you. Intervention is needed right now. We thank you, President Trump, for being that man. Dankie, President Trump. Jy is die verskil.